All right. Here's hoping that we're live. All right. Hey, what's going on, man? I'm just gonna get right into it. Yes, we late. And it's all my faults. And frankly, it don't matter because I mean you can watch it on the replay anyway. And hey, we're blurs, bro. It's in our DNA and our genetic. Just playing. Don't want to be racist against myself. But yeah, man. We're gonna go ahead and get right into it. I'm gonna keep it 100. I just got back from out of town. Let me say what up to everybody first, real quick. We got the full blur panel this morning. What's popping? We doing this all out of order, so whatever, man. I don't care, bro. Yvette, can you say good morning to us?
Hey guys, I love the new blurred order. You should too.
Whoa.
As adorable as she is, we still got to get a legit intro. Like, I guess that's not going to be sustainable for too long. What's going on? Vince is here, and we are joined by Princess Leia Jackson. What's up? We got Steph in the building.
It's Princess Leia.
Oh, Princess Leia, bitch! My bad. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even call you. I was just saying. What's up, Tyrone is in the building. We've got a melanated Yaz who's feeling elevated, melanated. We got Tyrone, Talim, one of the two. I don't know. It's got to be one of them at least. Out here, man, to discuss blurred stuff. I'm gonna keep it real. It's been a rocky start this morning. All right. Is it worth the time before we get into the racist Star Wars fans? Yeah. All right. So look, I have a new setup, and when we hit play this morning, it was too late. Play live. It was too late to go into so for anybody, because it looks like Ty was monitoring some of the comments saying like, "Where y'all at? You know what I'm saying? Where y'all at? Is my time right? All right. Yeah, we still here." For the YouTube replayers, by the way, thank y'all. I see that there are some people that do watch the replays and comment on the YouTube page. Thank y'all. This won't affect y'all. But for those who do set their times on the morning, like Yaz says, for their Saturday morning cartoons, my apologies. Lisa, yeah, Lisa. Like, where you guys at? I can already see her typing in there. You know what I'm saying? Good morning. I think Grogu's here. What's going on?
Minnie.
It's Minnie's here. What's going on, Minnie? Everybody else off in the comments. I wanted to start off this morning. Well, first of all, there's a few things going on. As you all know, Ms. Marvel drops next week. This week, just yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, or a couple days ago, we finally got the season 3 opener of The Boyz. Stranger Things 4 has now been out for a week, so we can talk about it without having to worry about y'all crying about us spoiling it, this, that, and the third. Jurassic World comes out in a couple weeks. But we're still hovering over this Obi Wan thing, man. And frankly, I was loving this week's show, and I love the direction this is going. But some of that was put on hold, as we discussed this morning, because of some of the sentiments, evidently, that seem to come about every time there's a new character introduced into a universe where you didn't see as many black people before. Now we have to have Star Wars, the official website, come out and basically say, "Yo, look, as it says in our header, there's more than 20 million sentient species in the Star Wars galaxy. Don't choose to be a racist." And why are they saying that? Do pray tell. Because for some strange reason, when your imaginations in some worlds get disrupted by what you thought supposed to be there, and it gets interrupted by what the producer or director or casting call, whoever cast the role, ends up putting in that role, it fucks up some people's minds like crazy. We'll get into how it does it in Star Wars, but Stephanie, a while ago, you and I discussed the complete disappointing, how disgusting it was that they treated Rue in the Hunger Games series, which clearly depicted, that she was of darker hue. We already discussed a few episodes back the level of vitriol cast at the Lord of the Rings cast members now that are going to be coming up on the Lord of the Rings show. And here we are again with more racism towards our beautiful queen, Reva, who thus far has done nothing but has made Stephanie like Star Wars. Damn it. like establishing the show for Stephanie. So, yo, what do you think it is, Steph? I mean, as our residential psychiatric educator, what is it that makes folks go so? What makes folks go so nuts and get so outwardly racist when it comes to welcoming characters that don't look like them in a universe that doesn't exist?
I think that white men, first of all, feel like they own everything and feel like Star Wars is a place where they get to see themselves as heroes. So the idea of someone else being the hero, someone else that they don't necessarily personally relate to, getting to have power and authority, probably starts to feel a little bit too much like the real world now. Star Wars is supposed to be an escape where white men are in charge of everything. How dare we have Black women running things in Star Wars? I already have to deal with this freaking Black woman at my job, and my escapism, I don't want Black women to be in charge ever. That's what I feel like it is.
Wow. So it's when some white folks, they actually just get beside themselves when they see that their safe space is being invaded by people that also have that claim. Now, Yaz, as a newly designated Black person after the makeup session that you
I'm brown now. I'm tan.
But have you seen this? I mean, have you seen this stuff? Like, you're around folks who are talking to you about geek stuff all the time. And I mean, do you hear these whispers and how you feel about it? I mean, you know what? Yeah, just if you have any input, what's up?
I mean, I don't really hear too much on like the racism aspect of it, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Because it's mostly white people that are talking to me about it. And that would be kind of like weird. Especially in my office, because I work in a doctor's office. That'd be, and I'm like treating them. I don't think they want me to like, be vindictive. But anyway, so I don't really
for
hear
that. I would say.
Sorry, go ahead.
Quiet, Ewan McGregor. She's trying to talk.
I know. I was like, what the hell was that? I was like, was that Aaron McGregor? Like,
yeah.
So I mean, I don't hear too much of it, but I definitely I heard about the remarks and the posts and stuff like that, and I'm kind of like, I'm a little annoyed with it, like in our day and age, in our time, with everything going on right now, like why is this still an issue? You know what I'm saying? Like you have Han looks disgusting. I'm sorry, but like I can't even look at him, and like no one's outraged that like Han is in there. You know what I'm saying? Like he's of Asian descent. You know what I mean? Like what?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like the only one that we've seen so far, really that's had any prominence in Star Wars of any Asian background is Fennec. So. Right. I mean, and there's not a big uprising. She's a woman at that, and she's a badass woman too. So I don't understand what the controversy is on the whole Reva subject, and because she's Black and she's a prominent Black character. You know what I'm saying? Like,
come on, Steph.
I have a thought on that. I think Fennec is clearly the subordinate, even though she's way better. She reports to what's his face. I don't even remember the man's name. That's how useless and unimportant and irrelevant he is. But the guy who got stuck in the Saran wrap pit. Clearly,
Boba Fett.
Thank you.
Bubble yum.
Bubble gum. Yes. I think the difference was that she was a woman of color who reported to a man, whereas Reva is out here like, fuck all y'all. I'm taking the #1 spot. And guess what? Vader told me I'm in charge. So stand down. Go search the fucking mines. When I saw that scene, I was like, oh, this is why they're mad. It's this scene. When she came in and they were like, actually, third sister, know your role. And she was like, no, your motherfucking role. Because Vader just told me I'm in charge.
Yeah.
Technically, she's still subordinate, though. If you think about it, she's still subordinate, though. Like, she's more of like, I'm going to do shit my way. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll do what you want, but I'm going to do shit my way. So I don't understand why that's such a big problem. You know what I'm saying? Like to your point.
I think a Black woman as Grand Inquisitor is just too much for these little fanboys to handle. They can't take it.
That is true. I mean, she did take out the Grand Inquisitor. Ty, I definitely want to hear what the Ty's got to say. But real quick, man, let's see if I can do this right. Let's see. I think Ewan McGregor actually had to come out and make a statement because the comment sections were just getting full up of all kind of outward vitriolic racism towards our Reva. And here's what he had to stop and say while on his way to pick up whatever from the dispenser. I don't know. Let's see what he said. Come on.
This weekend, Star Wars fans made Obi Wan Kenobi the most watched Disney Plus original series premiere of all time. And for that, I would say a big thank you. And it just goes to show what this family can do when we all pull together. However, it seems that some of the fan base from this influential fan base have decided to attack Moses Ingram online and send her the most horrendous racist DMs. And I heard some of them this morning and it just broke my heart. Moses is a brilliant actor. She's a brilliant woman. And she's absolutely amazing in this series. She brings so much to the series. She brings so much to the franchise. And it just sickened me to my stomach to hear that this had been happening. I just want to say, as the leading actor in the series, as the executive producer on the series, that we stand with Moses. We love Moses. And if you're sending her bullying messages, you're no Star Wars fan in my mind. There's no place for racism in this world. And I totally stand with Moses.
Yeah, like the fact that this had to be made, the fact that this was Tyrone. I feel like Star Wars is doing the best that they can to try to get their people in check, but I feel like we keep seeing this theme. Unfortunately, Finn had to go through some bullshit when they unveiled that he was a stormtrooper, and they're like, no, a stormtrooper can't be black. And before the movie even started, like he had to like pass the Star Wars test. Here we once again have Reva. I mean, it's almost as if if it's not Mace Windu, who frankly, let's keep it real, if it wasn't Samuel L. Jackson, probably would have faced even more grief. Like we tend to always have to defend Star Wars characters, Tyrone. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's I mean, of course, the simple answer is it's just overt racism, right? Because it's there. It's like the evidence is there, and absolutely that's the thing. But we also have to, come at the nerds who try to hide behind like canon and try to hide behind, this universe is XYZ because the books say this or whatever says that. Like, if take a step back from that and realize that if you're watching something and a black person shows up and your reaction is, oh man, like a black woman shows up in a position of power and authority and you're like, again, why are we if that's your reaction, then you're racist. Like you're not protecting anything. You're not protecting your franchise that you love, or these characters. You're not doing that. You're just being racist if that's the case. And that goes for black women, black men, any person of color who shows up and ruins your experience. Like you're the problem, not them.
Talim.
I mean, when it comes to Reva's character, from what I've seen, they've been doing a pretty good job of like when it comes down to showing who she is, despite all of the stuff that she has to go through. She killed the Grand Inquisitor because she wanted that spot. She still wasn't guaranteed that spot. She had to go and fight for that spot to get to the spot she's at, which is still under Vader pretty much, because none of them are messing with Vader from the way that they're showing him immediately on screen. Like Obi can't, nobody can right now. Like this version of Darth Vader and with Anakin is very powerful. And I mean, like she seems to be very cunning in her way of going about what she wants. And I don't know what the dude with the hat, the what is that? I don't know what that's called, Tyrone.
Fifth brother.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what
brother.
that is supposed to be.
Brother.
Yeah, fifth brother. Yeah.
Yeah, my man right there. But he's stronger than her. Like with the Force, he's stronger than her. But her cunning just is just outwitting everybody. I mean, the fact that she was able to come up how she came up in the end, I was like, wow, first of all, how did you even get there first? That I mean, was nobody else wondering that? Nobody else was like wondering, like, how did she get there first? You know what I mean?
No, I don't. not just playing. You talking about when? Whoa. You talking about when my head got like hella, I feel like Beetlejuice. I feel like Beetlejuice.
He's talking to Vince's head today, guys.
Hey, I don't. Yeah, yo, I don't know, bro, but I mean, dude, you talk about the dude that gives hella Kung Lao vibes. Every time I see him, I wait for him to like take his hat off and shred somebody in half or something. But I don't know. The fact of the matter is, at this point, Reva is embedded into the Star Wars lore, with being one of the main characters. We're talking like one of the first 3 or 4 probably casting characters on the casting call, meaning that when you see, for the Hollywood speak, Tyrone knows this.
The call sheet.
The call sheet, when you see the names on that call sheet, it goes in order of importance. Whether you want to, it's a fact. You know what I'm saying? It's just how it is. And the first one's gonna be Ewan McGregor, and then the second, who knows? It's probably Hayden Christensen in there somewhere, Princess Leia. But Reva is up there. You know what I'm saying? Which means that she's a significant part of it. So I mean, again, just to kind of circle this back, we talked about it in the pre. Steph, what do we say not only to those racist little dick white men that have issues with anybody that presents themselves melanated in the Star Wars universe, but what about the black people? What about those of our own who are basically like, oh, hell no. If y'all gonna put my some of it's kind of funny, I hate to laugh, but if y'all gonna put my queen up, who I saw a meme that said something like, now who in the galaxy is doing micro braids? You know what I'm saying? Is there are there legitimate this is a tough decision. I don't want to laugh, but are there legitimate requests for perhaps the appearance of our queen? Do we think that maybe our own people are being harsh on how she looks just because maybe she's not being presented in a European fashion, but it's coming out in more of what we consider more of an Afrocentric style? Do we need to check ourselves and keep ourselves quiet? Because I ain't gonna lie, Yaz, I send Yaz the videos that I see on Instagram, and we post those. And I saw this one about a dude, this black dude was going in on her hair, and I had to keep myself from laughing because I didn't have what he was saying was funny, but what he was talking about, I was like, I don't want to encourage this. Right. You know what I'm saying? So my question to you is like, are we racist? You know what I'm saying? Like, as black people, when we are saying things like this and putting them out there and giving folks credence for them to be able to say, yes, her hair is lackluster when you compare it to, say, Leia's or Padme's. You know what I'm saying? Like, are we contributing to it when we say shit like this? Huh?
I can't believe people would say that her hair is lackluster compared to. Sorry, I was exclaiming.
Right.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, what?
I'm just saying it's some bullshit. But
no, because right now this year especially is a big controversy about depiction of black characters and their hairstyles on video games, on TV shows, and media in general. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not getting our just due. So I agree to disagree, just because it is a big thing in media right now going on with a depiction about how our people look in these certain certain situations in video games and movies. So I mean, I get what they're saying, but at the same time, like Leia's, they do have points. You know what I'm saying? Like, Leia's hair does look more space, and her hair does just, you know what I mean? So they could have gave us a different kind of, something, you know what I'm saying? Like, just, it's space, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. They could have done something different, but I mean, at the same point in time, we do want her hair to look, you know what I'm saying, authentic, and that I feel like they gave her the authentic, you know what I'm saying, like hairstyle for a black woman, in the galaxy, especially to be on the dark side. It's not like she's going to be wearing, Padme, like, you know what I'm saying, like her hair is going to be all fluffy and out, and you know what I'm saying, all like it's going to be a kind of, excuse my French, but kind of like a bitch Karen hairdo, you know what I'm saying, for, it's like, because she's part of Vader's, like, they don't want, like, they're very forward, very straight in there. I mean, Han don't even have no hair. He's got a fucking, you guys say he looks like Kung Lao, so you know what I'm saying, like it's that dude don't even have, you know what I mean, like, they're bald. She's the only one that has hair out of the Inquisitors. So it's just like, what type of hairstyle would be right for her is what my question is to those people saying this.
Yeah, that's the question. Steph, your feelings?
I think they certainly could have given her a more iconic, futuristic space hairstyle, but I almost feel like it made sense not to. I mean, Padme is a queen, so she's going to be doing the ceremonial look at me shit.
Right.
Leia, you know, she's a princess, right? You know, she does her thing. Like, Reva is about her business. She's a killer. She's not waking up streaming ribbons through her hair in the morning.
Right.
She's like, who am I gonna murder today? I have things to do. I get like braids. I'm with you, sis. Get up and go. We have business to handle. I think that the hairstyle is authentic to her character. I would have loved to see her with a mohawk, maybe some storm shit, but I definitely feel like it should be something that is get up and go about my business. Reva's not spending 60 minutes on her hair in the morning. She has shit to do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I mean, who knows if her hairstylist has availability, you know what I'm saying? It's in this side of the galaxy, who knows? But yeah, man, it's a whole thing. There's no there seems to be the resistance in this subject is that, listen, if I dislike a character and that character happens to be black, it doesn't make me racist. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if there's any room in the conversation for that. Is it possible to just dislike a character so much and then be like, I didn't even give a fuck that they were black. I just don't like the fact that they have this. Or is that a scapegoat? You know, you got folks that are saying stuff like this. Like, yo, look, the Obi Wan said, yep, Reva's 100% trash. A trash character, no amount of virtue and signaling will change that. So they're trying to hide behind, like what Tyrone says. Like, look, some folks are like, well, look, I don't like this chick. I don't give a fuck if she was green, yellow, and start using all these other colors that don't make no sense. And is there a possibility, though? I mean, I ain't trying to play devil's advocate, but is there a possibility that they don't like Reva, and whether she was black, white, or anything, they just don't like the character, period? Yeah, Steph, we'll let Tyra go real quick, and then we'll let you follow up.
Talking to me or
Talim?
Go.
Why does Talim? I feel like he's listening in from like space. Like why everything?
I'm in orbit right now. I'm just now passing the Milky Way.
Ground control the major time.
He has a so much cookie that tie is high right now.
Hey, you ain't lying. Not lying. When it comes down to, is there a possibility? I mean, I don't know everybody, so I mean, I can't speak. I can't speak to say that it's not a possibility. I mean, but does it seem more like it's not? Probably. I mean, it probably get those vibes. I think if that is if that is the route that one is going to take, at least allow the season to get over with. I mean, like we're in like what, the third episode,
right,
and you already hate her. She's trash. You watched the whole season of Boba Fett,
right?
Oh, like, I mean, come on now, like, and every week it was like, yo, they got it this week. This week is gonna be the week. This is what we. So I mean, like, Reva, I think is doing a really good job. I think she's playing her part to the T. I think she's showing what's making her invaluable, which is the fact that she's so cunning, you know what I'm saying, and just on point with everything. Like, she's like 2-3 steps ahead of the people that have already been there and feel like it's their time, it's my time. Well, it seems as though she's moving, quicker than your time. You might need to speed your time up. You know what I mean? And that's not happening. She's got it. So but as far as the racism goes, I think it can be masked. It can be made to look however one wants it to be perceived. But I think in this case, it's not going to matter if Reva does a really good job. Fans will fall in love with her character just like they did with Mace Windu. So I just think give it some time.
Steph, what were you saying?
Oh, I was going to say, I think also some of what we are perceiving as racism is definitely misogyny and a combination of the two. Some of these white dudes are not mad because she's black. They're mad because she's a lady. You know, a lot of the stuff that I'm sure Leia caught as well. So some of these people saying I'm not a racist may be genuine. You're a misogynist, sir, and that's why you're mad.
Yeah, this I mean, to add to that, I mean, this I think that this is like a sentiment that is easy to try to like Tyrone says, like blame on your character virtues, and you know what I'm saying, and you have to search within yourself and say, well, what would have changed? What could change about this person that could make me like them more? You know what I'm saying? And if it's hue, hairstyle, gender, you're a racist. You're a misogynist. Like if the first thing you would do is make them look like a young Liam Neeson or one of the Hemsworths, then then you've got some soul searching to do there, my friend. But despite that, it's out there now. You know what I'm saying? And we welcome. I do have to say, I don't want to have to say, but I do want to say that Star Wars, I think, is playing it the right way. I think whoever it is that scrambled and said, Ewan, we got to get you to deliver a message, and made them put that out on public is smart to be on the side of the non-racists. What's up, Tyrone?
I also think we definitely have to make sure that we clue in on something that Ewan McGregor said in his message when he talked about her receiving DMs specifically. So outside of the casual and kind of racism that people are doing like online, just talking shit like with tweets like that, which this dude was definitely telling on himself in his own tweet, but we can get to that after. But like outside of that, like she's getting real targeted racism, you know what I mean? So that goes without question, you know what I mean? There's no, and, so it just goes to show several different things
what this family can do. That,
that's all right. This white dude keeps interrupting me while I'm trying to say no, but it's all of these things at once. Like, yes, people are being like just crazy, terrible racist, and then you have these online people who probably don't think they're racist but say something like she's trash for some other reason, and no virtue signaling is going to change that. Like, sorry dude, like you just told on yourself. Like that's that you think you're not racist but you are, or misogynist but you are, or a combination, or whatever. And down the line there's probably some people who were like, I don't like this character's choices, or I don't think this is a well-written character and stuff like that. And those people, like, that it's fun to talk with those people because, that's a thing that can still exist in this whole conversation, even though right now it's being drowned out by the worst of the worst people. But yeah, I mean, like, to throw a little bit in there, like I thought the parkour stuff was mad corny, but like, that's so there's legitimate stuff you can talk about. But it's we can't even get to that. We can't do that because everybody, all the racists, all the misogynists, all the assholes are ruining it for us.
Let's delve. Check this out. So in that spirit, I mean, I'm not. This is not meant to purge every racist stuff. I mean, we don't have enough time. But just as an example, here's a random comment from that same page, right? And it says this is coming from the perspective of somebody, I guess, who does feel like, listen, I don't like her, but it has nothing to do with her, right? All right, listen to this. Honestly, it has nothing to do with her color. The Star Wars universe has had many black actors before. Really?
I feel like they already, you started off on the wrong foot. It's got nothing to do with color. That's chapter 1 in the racist handbook.
Yes, it literally is. Yes, I bet you he has black friends and a color TV too. Let me see. Those people did a fantastic job. This boils down to how well she acted, and it was very bland. Okay. Now I want to mind you, this came out 4 days ago, so that means this came out before I think the second, like episode 3. You know what I'm saying? So we're talking 2 episodes of which she didn't even have. Anyway, so sick of everything being in some way related to racism.
Oh, that's chapter 2 of the racist handbook.
There it is. Like this dude, I mean, this is the Alex Jones playbook, bro. Let me see. So since this post has been, since making this post, it has come to my attention that there have been some issues over on Instagram with Moses, and some have racism. I do not have Instagram, so I didn't have a clue these files were. It also doesn't help this post was not very informative on the source of issues. I do not and will not be support of any kind of racism. Star Wars has been about diversity since the beginning, and I will continue to support the diversity. Hope this clears up some confusion. It clears up no confusion.
Also, Star Wars has been about diversity from the beginning. Like, I love Star Wars, but come on, like that's a stretch.
Well, my point, I'm not going to highlight this dude who's making public comments on a public site, but I mean, the fact is that's kind of what's going on. There are these itchy, dodgy ways to try to like mask your racism in these instances. And so I just thought that our platform, since we ain't about that bullshit, wanted to call y'all out for who the fuck you are. You can run away from it all you want to, but the fact of the matter is, if it comes down to you having issues with characters of people of color, and you didn't have nothing else to bitch about in any of these other shows, especially during Boba Fett, congratulations, you're racist. The more you know.
And if you got to spend half of your post talking about how you're not racist, I'm sorry, you're racist.
Yes. I'm so shocked that there was no mention of how much he loved Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy and how, you know, he had a black friend or two in his wallet, you know, that he could point to, you know, one of his workers. That's kind of the go-to book. Now, having said that, this episode though, bruh, all right, look, we normally go around the wall, go around the room. I'm gonna say I thought this episode was fire, like holy shit, edge of my seat fire. Now I would like to talk about some of the things that happened in this episode, including the rise of one Darth Vader, who holy fuck, this dude, they made him so evil, and I love how evil they ain't making it look. Let's keep it real, like they like in the series they made him look evil, but in this first few glimpses we get of Darth, we're like, holy shit, this dude has zero core. You know what I'm saying? I mean, remember, we'll get into that too. But just to kind of a foreshadow, we also will be discussing Stranger Things, so don't go anywhere. And up next on the docket is going to be The Boyz. We definitely want to talk about that because that shit's crazy as well, even though I didn't even finish it. But right now, Mr. Vader himself is back. Now, Stephanie, I know that you're kind of, I don't want to say a new fan of Star Wars, but let's just say you're learning more about the Star Wars universe. But one thing that everybody knows in Star Wars is about Darth Vader. You know what I'm saying? And we know that he's a villain, so to speak, and at least a powerful one. I'm just curious from your standpoint, because I'm almost certain I know the views of everybody else on the panel. When you see this episode, what goes through your mind? What'd you think about the episode? Did you see this episode?
I watched most of it. Honestly, my main thought when I see and hear Darth Vader is, y'all really want me to believe that is the voice of a skinny white man? That's supposed to be Hayden Christensen? It's not. It's not. Cognitive dissonance every time.
All right. Can we break that down a little bit? So, Steph, maybe not a skinny white man, but one with third-degree burns from a volcano planet that's using machines to even speak. Like, you understand? Like, he's supposed to be dead. He was burnt to a crisp, past well done, and the overwhelming majority of his organs were either cut off, burnt off, or now are non-functional, and he's being kept alive, like Obi Wan says in Star Wars in A New Hope. He's more machine now than human. He's more metal now than human. So maybe not a white man's voice, but the voice of a droid modulator of sorts. No,
Stephanie, this is going right to the heart of Star Wars fans. When you start talking about Vader's voice, like that's a deep cut. Stephanie, you cutting Star Wars fans like lightsaber deep. So just want to let you know, do your thing and enjoy it. I just want to let you know you might be getting some hate.
I'm a black woman. I'm gonna get hate from Star Wars fans.
Damn, bars.
Y'all's fandom is largely trash. It's largely trash. And
hey, don't put that evil on me now, goddamn it. I didn't choose these fans. But yeah, man. So Stephanie doesn't like the voice. Yes. What did you think about the episode?
No, for the record, I like the voice. I don't like the idea that it's supposed to be Hayden Christensen in there talking. It's absurd.
Well, he's like a crispy Hayden Christensen. He's not even Hayden Christensen anymore.
Yeah,
There's no process on the earth that's going to make a white man sound like that. I'm sorry.
He's got a voice box. Stephanie, you'd sound a
He's
little
not-
different too.
Also,
he's
not
not
on
black.
Earth.
He's black now. He's crispy. Go ahead. Sorry, Tyrone.
oh, I say he's not on Earth.
Oh,
That's all. I wanted to actually Stephanie real quick. So yeah, I had to get that one in there because he threw it out, and I was like, oh shit, there it is. There's my opening.
Yeah, there's that part. Well, yeah, that is the thing. But I despite the voice, the scene itself, Yaz.
I loved the scene. I'm not gonna lie. That Vader scene was fucking epic. It was ruthless. It was just all of the things that we like love about Vader, about how he just has no disregard for human life. It was pretty epic. I'm not gonna lie. I could have dealt, without him kind of killing the son. I felt like that was a little fucked up. He killed the woman's husband and her son, like right in front of her. That was fucked up. But I did like how he was dragging that lady through the street. That was some boss ass shit. I'm not gonna lie. Like he just literally just drug her through the street. That was fucking crazy. So yeah, this definitely gave me all of the feels of just how just tormented Hayden Christensen is, and how he's just trying to draw out Obi Wan by like how he's a Jedi and he's good and everybody. So it was beautifully done. I'm not gonna lie, because he got what he wanted, but not in full. And then my favorite part about this whole episode, I think, was the fact when they were like trying to stand off, and he was like, Obi Wan, and like in the desert and the darkness, and then Obi Wan just like, and then fucking ran away. That was like my favorite part. I'm not gonna lie, that shit was like classic. It was so funny. He like thought about it, like lighting up his lightsaber, and then he just was like, I'm fucking out of here. Fuck this. So yeah, that was pretty great. But yeah, this series is like giving me a lot more than I thought it was going to. But I don't know. I'm kind of excited to see what's to come.
Yeah, it was very red from Friday. No, Debo, I don't want no. You know what I'm saying? Why you come around here messing with these people? Tyrone, Darth Vader, bro.
Yeah, no, it was on character. I mean, I think since Rogue One, they've been kind of, and even like in Clone Wars and some of the animated stuff, they've been trying to show that that peak ruthlessness of Darth Vader, after Revenge of the Sith and stuff, which and I wasn't surprised that he snapped that kid's neck, because Vader and Anakin Skywalker's position on kids has been clear for a little while. You know what I mean? He's been on team fuck them kids for a while. So it's it didn't surprise me.
He
it's
wasn't
very
a youngling. He was older.
Oh, but he's done like with all the rules and stuff. You know what I mean? He's just out there messing folks up. And so this is sort of a more rage-filled Vader, I think, that we're getting, which is it's an interesting way to see it. I'll say, for me, and I'm enjoying the show, and I loved it. But as somebody who's been a Star Wars fan for a long time, I thought I would like feel more of a moment when this meeting happened. I don't know if it's like something about the show itself or whatever, but the moment didn't seem to land as hard for me. I don't know, and I just want to put that, no, and this isn't necessarily a criticism of it, but like, it wasn't like that oh shit moment, you know what I mean? Like the one like when Luke walks in at the end of the Mandalorian season 2, like that kind of a moment, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So it was still cool to see it, cool to get Vader action, cool to get Obi-Wan versus Vader action. We're gonna get a lot of unsatisfying battles between them because we know how it ends, you know what I mean? But exactly, so that's I worry about that going forward, like because by the end of this, they're gonna have to have like a Revenge of the Sith level face off for this to be satisfying, you know what I mean?
Yeah, good point. I got a comment on that, but before Ty, if you could hear us, funny man. Like Ty, I wish I could see what he sees right now. Like it's all like red and green and rainbows and unicorns.
In Ty's mind, it's just Babu Frick going, hey, hey, over and over again.
Yo, let me tell you this joke. Let me tell you this real quick joke, Ty. This dude said in this spot I was at last week, he says his doc, he's like, so I'm at my doctor, and my doctor tells me I need to quit taking LSD. I'm like, what do you know? You're just a big purple dog.
That's awesome.
All right, sorry, white humor.
That was great.
Just a big purple.
This is over here dying
He's
laughing
just
at
a
the
big
punchline. Everyone's just silent. He's like, yo, that was great.
Sorry, all right, my bad. My man in San Diego, you know who you are. It was a great joke. It's not mine. Ty, what's going on, bro?
I think that to Tyrone's point about the way that Vader hit, it was different because when Luke hit, nobody really had any like forewarning. Like we didn't know that he was good. That was a real surprise moment because they did a really, really good job of not spoiling it and dropping anything like that. So when it happened, it was like, whoa. I think a lot of people expected Vader. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like a huge surprise to see him and just being Vader. I don't know about you guys, but when I first heard him talk, it still sounded like James Earl Jones.
It is him.
Yeah, that's what I was like. So
it's him.
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna hear Anakin's actual voice until they start doing like
flashbacks.
Those little it'll either be flashbacks that we didn't see, or it'll be like what we saw when he like was seeing I'm pretty sure that was Anakin.
Oh, like when he saw him off in the distance, yeah.
Yeah, off on the clear, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's when we'll see, Anakin speak with Anakin's voice. But otherwise, we're gonna continue to keep hearing James Earl Jones.
Yeah.
Well, with Ty, what about the fact that all right, never mind. I was actually away. I thought you was gonna talk. I thought you was gonna talk more. I'm like, but Ty, sorry. Go ahead, Tyrone. Go ahead.
And I was going to respond to the surprise thing. Like, definitely, like the Luke surprise was like it was different in that way. But I still think that you can build a moment that lands like with, just building up to that moment with the music, because like the music hasn't been hit as hard as like it was in like The Mandalorian and stuff like that. Just there are ways that you can really create that moment. With just with the way the show's going. And for me, it just didn't hit as hard as I thought. My first Obi Wan Darth Vader moment would in forever, you know what I mean? So, and that's and it could be a matter of maybe just because of how much you think about a moment like that, maybe it was never going to hit hard if I knew it was coming. But I honestly do think objectively that this one was a little less intense than I thought it would be.
I'm gonna keep. Go ahead, Diaz. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, when you think about it though, guys, like it's not going to be as intense. We have a beaten down Jedi that has not practiced anything with the Force in over 10 years. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, I get all the story elements. I get all that. Like it's
but like
not,
the fight scene though, that's what I'm saying. Like you're not like their standoff, you're not going to get what you want immediately because like he's still like he literally in the episode just before that just like helped Leia like caught her and barely even caught her at that, you know what I'm saying? So like he knows he's not like fully one with the Force. He can't even beat him. That's why he like ran away and did what he did. So that's why it kind of was like that. Like I feel like this was kind of a mini build up for us of like what is to come, you know what I'm saying? Like we're gonna watch him do some crazy shit overpower and
but even that, like when you said I think this is a mini build up to what I feel like that right there is what I'm talking about. This feels like build up to get Obi Wan and Darth Vader, meeting in the third episode, and it being kind of like a build-up sort of thing. It was just like, oh man, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying it's bad or wrong, and I'm not saying that I don't understand why they chose this, because definitely they want Darth Vader to be a big part of the show, and that's cool. I just think that they it led to a little bit of a softer moment.
Okay, I got you.
For me personally.
Go ahead, Tyrone, real quick before. because I'm holding this in. I completely disagree with Tyrone on this. And it's only because I think that it's unfair to compare those two moments, the Luke and the Darth Vader moment, because we're watching a series called Mandalorian, and we like, and up until Luke showed up, we weren't really given any. We got some characters, but like main Star Wars core characters in the Mandalorian. You know what I'm saying? And then Luke came out, and we're like, "Oh shit, it's Luke from the main core Star Wars universe." Mm-hmm. And this one, we're starting off with a core character. You know what I'm saying? And like Obi Wan and Darth Vader's history is so intertwined. So when we saw Darth Vader, honestly, when I saw Darth Vader at the end of the second episode, even though we kind of know he exists, to see him in the chamber, you know, like getting prepared to be, you know, put together and all that, to see his eyes, which we don't always see Darth Vader's eyes, right? Like it was deep. And then not only to see just him unveiled as a younger character, but to see his level of ruthlessness. I love that Vader, this, you know, probably would have fit very well in today's Republican Party, with how, you know, this feeling on kids, and actually it doesn't make sense. It's the opposite. You know, it doesn't make, because, you know, they want all kids to be around, just so that they can kill them later on. Stuff like that. But I thought that it was dope that I don't think that there's anger in Darth Vader. I think that there's association with the reality that he lived in. I don't think that he lives in that world anymore where there's good and evil. There's only the Empire. You know what I'm saying? Like, his brain is completely gone now from where Padme and the kids and, oh, you know, there's this balance. He's just like, look, the Empire is what's best for the universe. And if you stand in the Empire's way, then you're standing in the universe's way. And he just doesn't give a fuck. Like you said, he snapped the kid. I mean, he wasn't a child, like a toddler, but he's like, oh, your little daddy. Clark. Okay, moving on. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Tylene, please.
With Darth Vader being the, I guess, as angry and as much rage as he has towards Obi Wan Kenobi, it gives him more of a direct line into the dark side. I think his focus is not necessarily the Empire, but just the rage that kind of just drives him. The rage is what drives.
Yeah, he literally said this is about Kenobi. Yeah, he said it in the show, in the episode.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, so with this showing up on this planet, do we really think that the way that he's conducting himself is all about Obi-Wan only, or is it about this next move? Because remember, he said it. Well, he's all right. Go ahead.
All right. Look, so at the beginning of the show, they already had said they have been looking for Obi for 10 years. I think they said they had been searching for him for 10 years, and that's why whenever they go somewhere, all of the other Inquisitors was like, give it up. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to find him. You know what I'm saying? Because it seems as though they were already looking for him for a very long time and weren't able to find him. And you could just tell that Vader is like, look, you get Obi-Wan, you can have whatever you want. You just whatever you want. Like that tells you right there, this ain't about the Empire. This is about the payback that I have for this man. I blame him for losing everything. Yeah, I blame him for losing everything. So like he's not gonna stop. That's what's driving him right now. That's why I totally agree with Tyrone. You could the build up that they didn't do. It's about placement. We're not saying what they like the emergence of him was bad. It's just the placement of it. If you would have, everybody's already revering this guy and fearing this guy. You could tell just by how when you mention his name, everybody cringes. Everybody's like, yo, Vader. Oh, nobody says shit after that. Yeah. And so that's enough.
And if I could add a little bit to that, like like talking about building a moment, like adding to what Ty's saying, and kind of what I was talking about earlier. Like imagine, the scene where you see him kind of standing there a little bit, and then you just see his lightsaber, and it's like imagine that being the first moment you really see Darth Vader in this show. That moment would have hit hard as hell. When Obi-Wan, you see the fear in Obi-Wan's face, and you see Darth Vader's red lightsaber, and it's like, and we've heard discussions. We saw the little, him putting his helmet on. But if that's the first time you really see Darth Vader in real life, that moment hits hard as hell. For me, the Darth Vader moment that hit harder than this Obi-Wan moment was when he was sitting on the throne, basically talking to Reva. That moment felt like a cooler Darth Vader moment to me because of, kind of where it's sad and the, just the conversation and stuff. So that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying, and I'm just saying this is my personal opinion. I'm not saying anybody else should feel this way, but it just, for me, as a long time Star Wars fan, I was like, all right, okay. By that point,
a moment hit for me the hardest was when Obi-Wan thought he had escaped and he looked up, and there's Darth Vader standing the same way he was when they were on the Death Star. You know what I'm saying? The very first time in A New Hope, standing there, except in this time it wasn't in a hallway, it was in the desert, all right, or wherever this is on this planet. The same exact pose, bro. The lightsaber, the same exact pose, always pointed down, always relaxed, shoulders. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just he played with Obi. Like he could have done the same shit with him in the condition that he was in, and just sat and just murked him. But he wants to torture him, and I know he was gonna kill him. And thanks to what's the name with the shot and all of that. Even though that seems to be a little like Darth could have risen above that fire. Like if he really wanted to make the effort, he didn't have to be stopped by that little mishigas that took place that put the little fire between them or whatever.
Yeah, he definitely didn't want to kill him. He definitely, if he wanted to kill him, he would have killed him. And even after he stopped the fire, remember he was sending a troop over there to go get him, to retrieve him. So he had no intentions on killing him. This was going to be a slow process.
He was like, your suffering is just beginning.
Yeah. But that, I think that, and maybe if that had come out in a little in a more stylistic way, then maybe I would have felt the same way. But I don't know. I guess it's a little different. I enjoyed meeting Darth Vader again. I enjoyed kind of walking through his daily morning rituals. You know what I'm saying? Good morning, hey, helmet, legs, shoulders,
brushing my teeth.
Reva, you know what I'm saying? Listerine, bagel. I didn't mind it, but I can understand where that's coming from. The question is, what do we think this is going with these two? Is Obi-Wan now basically going to be the mouse in a trap for Darth Vader to play around with until he gets his way? We already know what the result is, but for this particular series, like what's the purpose of toying around with him like this? And is Darth Vader, Tyrone, right now, is he so enraged that he's completely forgotten about his kids? Because he remembers Padme.
Right, but he was told the kids died. Remember, he was told the kids died. So he doesn't even know that they're alive.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But him being so close to Leia without them letting us know that he feels that kind of creates some issues for me because she's, they've been kind of playing it up that she's force sensitive in the show. And if he's like walking around and like they're in the same neighborhood and he's just kind of chilling, like I guess we could argue that his thoughts are on Obi-Wan Kenobi, so maybe he's distracted, but still it's like, that's a very powerful.
When Luke comes around, he has that bond with him, like that connection immediately. And
and he felt that shit from like and he felt Luke thinking about Leia, you know what I mean, like shit like that, which was like a later Vader, obviously, but like it's a little bit like interesting, but shit. Honestly, I forgot why I started talking about that. So. Well, looks like Yaz's cookie got me too.
Or nah, it was. Oh, wait a minute. What was it?
to everybody. We just had our minds wiped. Just a
I have
collective.
no idea what y'all are talking about.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know.
My eyes are open. I am alert and attentive. I don't know what y'all are talking about.
Yeah, true.
Well, if you're asking where do we think it's gonna go,
Yes, there it is.
I mean, I feel like at this point, Obi has no choice but to go after Leia. If what we saw in the last episode holds true, and Reva catches Leia, then she's taking her directly to Vader. So we don't know how long or if that even happens, if they move fast enough to somebody comes to bail them out. But this, I think what we're seeing is exactly what I was thinking. Like Leia's is going to be an intricate part of this series. And I think it almost seems like it, again, like the Mandalorian series with Grogu and you know, and Jaren. Man.
I feel like you're talking, like you ran out. like you got to the end of your brain.
It's over now.
Right.
It's over now. Yes.
Am I still talking?
My thought. Listen, I felt like I was reading it on a teleprompter, and then the teleprompter went blank. It was like freestyle, and I was like, I don't have my bars ready. Y'all didn't tell me I was gonna be freestyle.
No, you were right about Leia though, because I was like, I think they're gonna drop her off in this next. And it looks like she's gonna be sticking around. So I was, you're right.
Yeah. And this seems to be, unfortunately, this seems to be thematic of this Disney series, the Disney Star Wars series is that, you know, you take the formula of hero or anti-hero, insert damsel, dame, child in distress, and herein is your story. And so hopefully this isn't the way that all of these stories go. All right. I mean, it goes all the way down the line, even to Bad Batch. It's like like these
Omega.
Good pivot, because season 2 is officially filming. Hey, so excited!
Right. Do they film animated? do they film animated?
Yes,
they do. Okay, all right.
Isn't that the theme of Jedi though?
On location
to find other Jedis that have the Force, teach them how to hone the Force. Well, hasn't that always been kind of the recipe? So you need that teacher student kind of relationship in order to drive the whole storyline.
Well, yeah, but my point is just that this is the first storyline based on a Jedi that's come out since they've been releasing Disney series, except for, you know, if you count Clone Wars and stuff like that. But the theme is still the same. All right, Bad Batch, you've got these clones and they're protecting Omega. All right, you got Mandalorian. Oh, here's a guy from Mandalore, and he's protecting Baby Yoda. All right, you've got Boba Fett, you know, and then all of a sudden, you know, he's got these 3, you know, kids and the city that he wants to protect. And I even think that there was I don't know if we can call Fennec like his, you know, sidekick.
Biddle, I think got Boba Fett figured out. That's why I put that one on there. Fennec was the hero. Fett was the I feel like that's right on target.
That's about right. Yeah. Well, but you see the point, like the themes, like,
you
know, it doesn't Disney Star Wars group. It doesn't always have to be strongman plus, you know, damsel, whatever form that damsel is, you know, if it's a city, a child, you know, or a young princess. It doesn't always have to. I mean, these stories work, but they don't always have to be the storyline. There's other stories out there. Like I for one am looking forward to Ahsoka. Because I think she might be one of the few that doesn't have this storyline. She already had it, you know, because she was in Mandalorian. She kind of already played that. All right, so
I'm thinking Andor is going to be like a surprise hit for Star. Like when Andor comes out, I have a lot of hope for that as getting into some of the cooler parts of Star Wars as far as like the political intrigue and like the actual rebellion and shit. Like that's gonna be wild. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. That the only surviving person from
Oh no, this is a prequel because he didn't make it. Nobody made it.
that and that's what makes. Oh, what's up, Mark? Is that Mark? Mark Disney man himself. Yo, one time for Mark Daniel. Holy shit. Holy shoot. Sorry, this is Mark. I think Mark is conservative. Bro, Mark like works with a lot of these Star Wars. Like he works at he used to work at Disney. I don't know if he's still up there. It's been a little while, but it's good to see you in here, Mark.
Yeah, I've been up there dropping knowledge.
Huge Star Wars fan. Star Wars fan, Mark. Man, I wish he was around more often. We should have him on here, man. But yeah, thanks for joining, man. Good to see you in the comments. Please stick around, man, because we could use your knowledge. But I don't think that Andor is getting enough. Why isn't this part 2? Didn't they already release like? Isn't Andor already? I could have swore that they had already released like an online version of. No, okay, no. Right, I'm off on that one. All right, because I could have swore there was some sort of Andorian movie or release that had already came out. No, okay. Well, Andor to Steph, is based on this movie Rogue One, which was kind of like Star Wars 3.5. Just trying to keep Steph in the fray. I feel like we're losing her. Now, Steph, I know that you haven't studied and watched backwards and forwards all the Star Wars movies. I know you're a fan, but not like fanatic. And so Rogue One was considered one of the best cinematic Star Wars pieces. Period. From my standpoint, I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you. I think we've clued into one of your to your taste. It's not the most diverse cast. However, in terms of the theme, the plot, and the way they put it together, especially when you know all the history of it, it makes it real dope. So we're just throwing that out there because Andor is going to be coming out and it's going to be based on one of the characters from Rogue One. So when that comes out, you'll know. But last thing off of this, last thing I'll say real quick about this is one of the few things that's disappointing is that while I'm watching these series, you kind of get the hint. You already see it with Mandalorian and Boba Fett and Ahsoka, how they've kind of merged those universes. They happen in the same time frame, right? Like these things are happening post Return of the Jedi, right? You know what I'm saying? But in this particular series, it is not post Return of the Jedi. It is basically right after Revenge of the Sith. So it's like episode 3.1, 3.2. You know what I'm saying? Like before the show the one I was just talking about, Rogue One, but after episode 3. So the chance of them coming together is not gonna happen. Like for some reason in my head, I was like, damn, it'd be dope. But obviously that was stupid because in Mandalorian, Obi Wan is a Force ghost. You know what I'm saying? In that timeline. But I was kind of hoping that we were going to be able to see it. But it does sound like we may be getting a Qui-Gon Force ghost. I think that they're foreshadowing that. What's up, Ty?
Maybe.
I was gonna say that it should excite you that they didn't merge those two universes, because what it leaves the door open for is a series that spotlights Yoda. A series that.
Why are you laughing, Stephanie? Why it's all
that spotlights a series that spotlights Mace Windu. You know what I'm saying? People that are coming later on in that whole cinematic universe. So I think those are opportunities to really jump in there, because I think a Yoda series could be crazy. Like Yoda, like we've seen Yoda in combat. Don't sleep. Don't sleep.
Yeah. Episode 2 is pretty.
Don't sleep. That's all I'm gonna say. Don't sleep.
I think we there is a chance we could see Ahsoka in the Obi Wan show.
Really?
Yeah, she was Anakin's Padawan, and she's alive right now and is just in hiding.
That's true. We did do some flashbacks.
That is true. She
Yeah,
is.
you could see a young Ahsoka. Oh no,
Yeah,
she's been alive this the whole time. Like
hiding. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how. Yeah, I don't know how
I
her
was just saying in
species
terms of like her
ages.
aging.
Yeah. I don't know how they age, but
aspect.
yeah, but she's been around this whole time, so we could see some Ahsoka.
Oh snap! Yeah, because young Ahsoka would have been like, and Ahsoka knows Obi Wan. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
she worked.
they're
They
well
spent a lot of
acquainted.
time together. Yeah.
Yeah. So there is. Whoa! That might be it. That might be the key in mixing these two in these worlds up, these timelines. Is Ahsoka is kind of like just like she is in Luke Cage and it's just, here goes Rosario Dawson holding the franchise together. Well, yeah. Anyway, the point is, I think that they're on the right track. Unfortunately, it doesn't sound like the introduction of Darth Vader wooed Tyrone as much as it did me. But I liked the slow build a little bit, and I'm here for whatever they do. Also, just to kind of build off something Yaz said, I like the fact that it was a reluctant Obi Wan. You know, like he's like, look, I don't want to fight this dude, man, and I'm not even ready. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not ready. Yeah, how could Black Chrysanthemum, like he's a Boba? Oh yeah, because right now Boba. Wait a minute, no, he meets Boba Fett. After Boba Fett starts looking for Vader, right?
Yeah, but Vader hires Black Chrysanthemum to find Obi-Wan, and that's when they meet, and Obi-Wan gives him that scar.
Oh!
Black Chrysanthemum might pop up. Like, there's a lot of things that could happen. You're right. There's a lot of things that could happen. Tyrone's right. We could see Ahsoka. We could see Black Chrysanthemum pop up. There's a lot of things that could tie in what we've seen already to what's going on right now. So, I mean, the sky is... possibilities are infinite right now. That's why I said I'm just sitting back and waiting, because there's so many things that can go on right now, especially the fact that like Obi-Wan just escaped Vader, and now he's going to be even more amped up to hire bounty hunters to go look for him. So we may find Boba, we may see Black Chrysanthemum, we may, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you're right.
We may see a lot of different people in this. We even may see, we don't even know, but we even may see freaking blue dude. What was his name? The alien guy. I can't even remember his name right now, and he's like my favorite freaking character.
Oh, Cad Bane.
Yeah,
Cad Bane. We may even see Cad Bane in here, because you know what I'm saying. Like he did commission all of the highest bounty hunters to look for Obi-Wan Kenobi. So
yeah, when hopefully they pay him some damn respect, because they did him dirty in Boba Fett.
They did him fucking dirty. Yeah,
because Cad Bane could stand toe to toe with some Jedis and come out of that shit, and he did not do well with Boba Fett. That was all garbage. I'm not here for it. That's all I'm saying.
But I mean, the point was, I mean, in their defense, not to say it makes it better, but they both was talking about how old they were. We don't have it like we used to. But it doesn't make it better. Yeah, man. Definitely here for it. Please keep it coming. Hopefully the racism will have been died down by the next few episodes, and they will have just adjusted to the fact that, hey, by the way, of all of the universe species, black people they do exist in them, and black people with braids too.
Yeah. Also, they figured out space travel, so like they could probably braid hair.
That part. So having said that, man, I want to talk about this Boyz season that just came out, and we're now, I think, on episode 2. I think they released 2 episodes. Three episodes. All right, so we'll talk about that. But first, since we didn't have a chance to kind of delve into it last week, I want to finally get to talk about the Stranger Things series that hit us and we were able to watch. Now, before we go any further, we got to shout out the homie, friend of the show, Adam Murray, who did make a very colorful appearance in this particular show. Said that he's down to come on top with us about it, but that we should hold up because there may be more. As I understand, this isn't the finality.
Oh, no, he's leading the pitchfork mob.
Right?
He's like, grab your torches, grab your
part
pitchforks.
2 comes out next month, so yeah.
Yeah, tiki torches and all. He's coming out. So I just want to say, now that we can talk about it and spoil it, everything, man. Overall feelings on the series, Yaz, Ty, feelings overall on season.
I cannot fucking wait for the second part to drop. I'm just like literally fucking waiting on like pins and needles right now. Just saying.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay. Well, Ty, you feel the same way?
I think this was scarier than Morbius.
I agree.
I'm glad to see that they're transitioning the level of horror with their ages. You know what I'm saying? Like these are teens about to graduate high school. And I think it's appropriate that they use the level of horror that they're using. I'm excited for this series. I watched the whole series, minus of course the second part, and I think my level of excitement is right there with Yaz. I can't wait to see how they culminate this, or because I mean I don't know about you guys, and I'd love to hear your thoughts, but I don't see this Stranger Things going past probably this season. I think this might be it, and if not, maybe one more. But I mean, the kids are going to be grown. It's going to be like the old Stephen King movie.
No, they could be like when they could become back like Winona. You know, they're like the mom still dealing with the the shit and leading the kids through the next generation through. You know what I'm saying?
They're gonna be like, I can't ride bikes today. I got to work.
Yeah, like they could be like like Winona in there, the mom that be doing all the crazy shit because like the Murray was like I love your kids but they like to get involved in shit. You know what I'm saying? That could be the next gen. So you never know.
You might be right. Yes, it'd be dope to see 11 have 11 kids and
I don't know about that,
but just come on, number one, number two, number three.
I know Steph kind of alluded to it last week, but Steph and Tyrone, like how y'all felt about the Stranger Things most recent series? Steph first.
I haven't watched any of it. I will give you all the opportunity to convince me if you'd like to, but based on the trailers and things, I'm not convinced that it's a good use of time.
It definitely is 100p.
Okay. Tyrone, what about you, brother?
Yeah, it's been super fun. I've enjoyed the hell out of it. I like that they're more focused on like Dustin and Lucas and Max, who's absolutely killing it. The actress who plays Maxine in this is in my opinion carrying the show from beginning to end. She's killing that shit. But yeah, it's been fun and scary and wild, and like there were scenes. There was the scene in the where Max ends up in the upside down and she's like running to the void and stuff like that. That scene was like crazy. I was sitting there like on the edge of my seat. I was like, go, Max, go. Like I was like, okay, Stranger Things is doing it. They're like setting up like really great moments. So it's been fun. I think that they know how to Stranger Things knows its lane. And they're like, we're gonna make a fun show filled with nostalgia. That's gonna be funny, and we're gonna put Dustin and Steve together because they're hilarious, and we're gonna put Steve and what's her name, Uma Thurman's daughter, Uma Thurman, Ethan Hawke's daughter. What's the one who plays Steve's friend?
That's
Uma Thurman's Hawkins' daughter. Time out. Let's go back. Wait, what?
Yeah, that's Uma Thurman and Ethan Hawke's daughter.
Oh, the young lady who likes ladies.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if she's out yet. Well, she's out to Steve. So yeah, the young lesbian lady. Yeah, she's that's
I
their
didn't know
daughter.
that. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like her.
I don't know her name in the show. I wish I knew her name in the show.
Now that he says that, I see the resemblance in Uma. She looks a lot like Uma.
Yeah. But anyway, she's awesome. She's hilarious. She's killing it too. Yeah, like I like what they're doing with her. They kind of like made her a little like neurodivergent. So I think that's a really cool addition to that character. Something to kind of like develop in that character. I think that's really cool.
They made her what?
Neurodivergent. It's what you would call somebody who maybe falls on the autism spectrum or like might have Asperger's or something like that. Yeah. So because she says she speaks to a lot of her neuroatypical behavior in the series. So
okay,
yeah, just
want to elaborate?
Those are some very
vague
specific words. Holy shit. I learned.
She talks about the way she can't stop explaining things to people. She fixates on things like these are these are. I think what they're doing there is to what you see a lot now is to kind of help to to destigmatize the idea of somebody being neurodivergent or on the spectrum or in other ways some sort of cognitive disability.
Okay,
I got a question for you guys.
Go ahead. Please.
How do you feel about Argyle and Eddie?
Argyle and Eddie.
Cheech and Chong, Stranger Things,
Yes,
Cheech and Chong.
Argyle is the long-haired Indian kid who was like freaking out, and he gotta get smacked real quick.
I
And
know who he is. Yeah, the dude with the really long hair.
Dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
The dudes that are always about as high as Ty is right now in the show.
I'm gonna keep it. Ty is not.
I don't even know.
I'm gonna keep it real, guys. I'm not a huge fan of that, of what's going on with Argyle and Eddie, as you call him, which is Will's older brother, right? Will's older brother has been much more of a realistic character in all of these different series, and he somehow in this one he pops up as a stoner, you know what I'm saying? And it takes away from him as one of the more valid characters to me. I don't mind old boy. Is it Argyle? Is that his name?
His character is Argyle. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't mind his character as much. He's funny. They need comedic relief in this show. Dustin can't do it all on his own, right? But as it pertains to his relationship with Eddie, I don't like how they did Eddie. You know what I'm saying? Eddie is getting shit on this season. From everything from him not making it to the college he wanted it to him. I mean, him and what's her name is an afterthought. Like, I mean, old boy is practically completely in the DMs. And she doesn't seem to, I mean, they're kind of, I don't know. I guess if Argyle broke up the Eddie that I know and what's her name, then I'm not as cool with it. I do kind of like how he vibed with the girl when he went over to what's her name in them house, and he was like, he's like, I'll do anything you want.
Argyle,
he's like, oh my God, this goddess, so I like him. But I guess I don't like.
I think I misled you when I said Stranger Things, Cheech and Chong. That only applies to Argyle. Eddie is the dungeon master guy.
Yeah.
The guy.
Oh, sorry.
Eddie. Yeah, that's my bad. I misled you.
Yeah.
I'm thinking not Eddie. My bad. The name.
Yeah, Jonathan is the brother who is dating Nancy.
Mm-hmm.
That they're falling off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's. Right. I feel like I did that to you accidentally. My bad.
Yes. How dare you, asshole? Nah, just kidding.
I'll flog myself 5 times.
Nah, yo, it's all good. Yeah, I don't like what they did. I think it's Jonathan. I don't whatever the
name. Yeah. I feel you on that, by the way. Yeah.
I can't really. It like his character had some more gravitas before this season, and they've kind of reduced him to being like, just a stoner a bit. Man, I don't necessarily like that. But I do like what's going on with our boy. Damn, why is his name? Names are not my thing.
Who are we talking about?
But I'm talking about as soon as I say it, you don't know. Hopper.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Hopper's storyline. All right,
dude.
And what? Oh my God! All right, can we just fast forward to the last episode and talk about that goddamn Demogorgon, and just bring up how much I forgot how ruthless, how holy, like, that fucking Demogorgon. That Demogorgon, like
Joseph Demogorgon Levitt,
Demogorgon Gartrell. Now, the Demogorgon was I wasn't ready, bro. I forgot how these
vicious.
I think we saw like they were babies, or they were always. This is a full grown, like completely relentless demo. I mean, this motherfucker. His head is a mouth. His whole head is a whole mouth. And shit, bro. I mean, it almost doesn't like eat for food. They say it does, but it feels like it just likes to fuck shit up. Yeah, it's like
it's for sport. Remember, like they said that They like it only likes live prey. It doesn't like it when it's dead, and they don't want to get used to things being dead and it eating it because they want to kill for sport. That's what the whole point of the Demogorgon is a weapon. He's a fucking machine. You know what I'm saying? That they can just leash on people and it'll fucking eat them and destroy them. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole point of the KGB having control of this monster. So yeah, I mean, like, we all knew that, you know, they started off really fucking tiny and kind of cute, then they got bigger and they got a little scarier and shit like that. And like, yeah, they were showing us in the last season that they do get bigger, like human beings. You know what I'm saying? So seeing it full grown, it wasn't a surprise to me, but seeing it in action, fucking climbing walls and like knocking people down and fucking like literally, it was like a dog with a chew toy with people. It was fucking crazy. That thing was just like murking people and eating their faces off and shit. But Hopper, yo, with the spear and the fucking rag and everything, yo, they got lucky, man. Him and that Russian guard, woo! I thought they were about to die, though, no lie. But I did like how out of nowhere, you know, like fucking Murray and Joyce just come out and just fucking save their asses. You know what I'm saying? Like, we thought, you know, like from the coffee, we thought they were down, and those two, like Murray did some fucking black belt shit and, you know, saved their asses real quick. So I definitely love where the season's going, and I'm excited to see where it's going to continue to go to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Ty, you there? Okay, yeah, well, like
just checking on you. That's hilarious.
Well, I mean, listen, I'm a little confused about why Hopper is there.
They stole him
while he was in prison.
Yeah, they stole him. I remember, like, him and Joyce were impersonating at the end of last season. They were impersonating being Russian guards so they could get into that plant where they had the open fucking, you know, into the world.
The gateway kind of thing.
Yeah, the gateway. And remember, they had the machine that was going to the gateway. They destroyed all that shit. Remember, Hopper was down. They did a flashback at the beginning of the series. Hopper was down on the floor and Joyce thought he was dead, but he was just knocked the fuck out. Well, when he came through and climbed up, that's when the Russians came and they're like, "Oh, we got you," and then they took him into the prison.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So he's been in that prison
now. Yeah.
Since that. Okay. So since the last time, and so why? Like, what are they holding him for?
Because he's an American and apparently he's strong too. Like, first he was out of prison that the Demogorgon was not, and then they transferred him because he's strong, he's relentless. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to basically use him as another weapon. You know what I'm saying? They're like, "Oh, the American, he
that's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, remember they were saying that. So and then they transferred him over there because they were like, "Well, if he doesn't die, you know, like let's throw him against the Demogorgon." Well, yeah, think about it. It's been over a year now. You know, everybody's been settled into their new life, so he's been there for over a year. You know what I'm saying? Like, been transferred from prison in Russia. So
all right. Well, that makes sense. Look, I like what they did with this character. I like the fact. Now, the one thing that does anger me a little bit is I know that this is a fantasy world. I know that this is not necessarily real. I get it. But the fact that some of this stuff is based in reality is what makes it so worth watching, right? Like, you don't believe that just anything can happen. And so when Hopper basically takes off his foot, you know what I'm saying? I know that's not what he did, you know, but when he basically, like, you know, this dude like knocked into his leg, right? He finally gets this thing. He has to like cut into it. He squeezes it all around his foot. And then like a day later, he's running all around escaping and shit. I thought that was a little bit of oversight from the scriptwriter, you know what I'm saying? And then he's fighting the Demogorgon like the following day, you know? And I'm like, yo, hold on. This dude almost lost his whole foot. He had the strongest Russian in the whole compound, hit him. That's where I get a little upset. Like, Stranger Things does a good job of keeping these things credible, even from a fantasy standpoint. And that was a mass oversight that it was hard for me to overlook, Tyrone. And sometimes those things happen.
I think Stranger Things is just okay with doing these things, to be completely honest with you. Like, there was another moment in when they were like looking in the library for stuff about, you know, Victor whatever from back in the day, and like, who was it? She goes over and like opens a drawer and is like, "Here it is!" Like right away, like the first door. Like, is, you know, things like that. They're just like, who cares? And you know, they're just like moving from scene to scene, basically. So there is a lot of that. And like when the foot thing happened, I was like, damn, you just gonna do this, like cut your foot in half so you can slide this thing off, and then like run? Your plan is to run
Yeah.
after that? That's a
Right.
shitty plan, bro. Like you just broke your shit. Like,
Yeah, man.
so yeah, but it's it's one of those with
Yeah.
for like these kinds of things. When done in a setting like Stranger Things, when it's just silly fun, I'm like, all right, whatever. Like you got me, fine, whatever. That's how.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's hilarious. I had the same thought, man. I was like, this is
Yeah,
we doing this.
Like, y'all had me up until that, and before I think Steph has to head up out of here in a little bit. And man, Steph, I wish you had. There's some like I know I'm gonna keep it real. Like I know that Steph. A lot of times, some of the new things that come out, I know they're not up Steph's alley, but I still love to. I still love to hear her commentary on it. The book of Busta Rhymes was served very well by Steph's commentary. So a part of me is a little envy. It does wish you had watched it, because there are some things that happen that I specifically want. And I'm not trying. This isn't a solicitation to tell you to watch it. You know what I'm saying?
Watch
It's already passed. You can only do what you can. I know you got to go, but there's some specific things that happen that I specifically wanted to hear your commentary. I like that Stranger Things has their own tiki torch kind of like posse with the black guy in it. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole thing, and the family whole other thing. But Steph, I know you got to head out, man. We've been given the high sign from Steph and her people, so she's got to get on to Good Day America weekend version. We'll be tuning in for you, man. Anything on the way out, Steph?
If y'all want me, like, if you tell me 2 episodes of Stranger Things, I can watch like 2 episodes. I just can't start from the beginning and catch up on 17 seasons.
Oh, so you haven't seen any of the series at all?
I watched a lot of season 1, and it was just so much white peopling that I couldn't keep doing it.
All right. Well, listen, none of this stuff is mandatory. You know, I want you to feel forced to watch it. But by all means, man, it's definitely high on my list of things. But I guess you gotta go. We'll see you next week, perhaps.
Yep.
Bye, Steph.
Bye.
All right, Steph. Always good to see Steph. Take care.
Can I shout out Stranger Things for their like X-Men like stuff, like the Hellfire Club, and the way they're kind of like doing this, like it's almost like got a humans versus mutants vibe. They're definitely leaning into that, and I just like when I felt it and I caught wind of it, I was like, all right, I like this angle on this. I like them taking this X-Men angle.
Well, explain the X-Men.
I mean, the Hellfire Club is literally right out of X-Men.
Right.
Yeah, like that's the Hellfire Club is Sebastian Shaw and Emma Frost and people like that. So it's right out of X-Men, and plus like the way that that this Pitchfork mob is demonizing the Hellfire Club, like they're this, they're that, we should all be afraid of them, blah blah blah. That's very much like humans versus mutants. So it's like they're when they do homage, they do it well, because they're like, hey, here's the thing, we're gonna name it the Hellfire Club. It's like respect to this, respect to the to where we were inspired, and then also we're gonna take this and use these angles. And I think they're doing it pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that they're also they're going to drive up Dungeons and Dragons sales and interest because it's centered around the whole concept of being dungeons and being D&D and the group and all of that, and I love how like it's so easy. One thing that's kind of overlooked is when the first couple of deaths happen, I can't remember his name. Yes, what's the captain of the basketball team, the white dude with all the with I forget his name, but lead.
I like that you went to Yaz as our resident expert on white dudes. Like, let's go to our white dude correspondent. Yaz, do you have anything for us on
what's that white boy's name? Yaz.
I plead the fifth on this one. I don't.
Just kidding, man. Just kidding. But whatever. When he was doing one of his majestic monologues, that I love. Like it's satirical, but it works. Like, I mean, you take him serious, but every time he starts talking to a crowd, I get this. I get like Peter Griffin comes to mind for some reason. Like there's this like some Family Guy say like, "Hey guys, we're gonna march and we're gonna fight," and it seems so comical to me.
Yeah, he's playing all the hits.
Yeah. But in one of them he says, all right, he gets up, he's like, this Hellfire group, and then the young girl, she's like, that's bullshit. They're just Dungeons and Dragons. And he's like, no, you all have heard about these satanic, and that was a real thing. I don't know if y'all remember, like, yes, this might be a little bit before your time, but the whole threat of Satan worshipers at one point in time in the 80s was like a real thing. Like, I don't know if if it was like this in New Jersey, but I specifically remember in St. Louis being told to watch out for signs of Satan worship, that there were like rituals and sacrifices and shit being done in the cornfields, and to be leery, specifically. And in St. Louis, like that, like Satan worship was like a white thing, you know what I'm saying? Like we didn't like so specifically like we white people of Satan worship. So when they said it in this series, it brought back those times. And the fact that they basically brandished Dungeons and Dragons to Satan worship is very credible too. It's why I wasn't allowed to play Dungeons and Dragons, because of the wizards and warlocks and the potential Satan worship that ensued, and Smurfs and things like that. Ty, do you remember that stuff? That's Tyrone, you laughing, but
I hear you, because it's a whole other but it also just from Dungeons and Dragons to Smurfs was such a big jump, and it was just funny. Visually for me, it was funny. No criticism at all. I just loved it.
Just so that it makes sense. Yeah. I mean, Gargamel was a sorcerer. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And once it was made public, once TMZ started,
it's like he did a press conference. I'm a sorcerer.
I was told like, yo, no, you can't watch the Smurfs no more, because this old guy that's chasing these folks is a sorcerer, and that could lead to demon and devil worship. So Ty, do you remember those days? Ty looks extremely awake now.
Well, listen, my rebuttal to anyone that says, I can't watch, you can't watch that because the sorcerer, I would ask them, well, what is God if not a sorcerer? If not the one who makes miracles happen, otherwise known as magic, otherwise known as whatever you want to call it. But anyway,
I'm getting my dad on the phone right quick.
Blasphemy. I love
it. What is God if not a sorcerer? I don't know, bro.
There's good sorcerers and bad sorcerers, I guess. Dr. Strange is a pretty good sorcerer. So just saying. But listen, man. When it comes to, did I go through that? Nah, I didn't actually go through that at all. Yeah, buddy. I take a walk through the valley every day of the week. Hey, oh baby, start. Yeah, man. Like when it comes down to it, I'm high. And that last year,
I think
you threw me completely off with that. When I saw that, I just saw that comment, it totally evacuated. The teleprompter went blank. The teleprompter, whoever's back there working that teleprompter, they need to be fired, because I just can't keep running out of shit when I get up there.
Yeah, now it's just the teleprompter's just pictures of cartoon ducks. That's all it is. Nothing else.
That's it. What was the question, man?
He said, "What was the question?"
I don't know, man. I think we're
we were talking about the back in the day, the Dungeons and Dragons, the devil worship connection, that kind of thing.
I didn't deal with that. I think that is like indicative of like, well, back then, of your geographical location. It's, what I'm saying, like it's more anybody when you start to, and I'm not saying anybody's bad for what they think or want to teach their children, but when it comes to those type of deep theories, like I won't celebrate Halloween because that's the devil's day and all of that kind of stuff like that. It's just a day to get the kids some candy. That's like, where I'm from, like it was just get some candy, free candy on this day. I mean, in this day only, means that my kid doesn't have to go to the store and steal it anymore. So I mean, like, so I just think all of those type of views and all of those very, very strong views are usually from people from the deep south in that
Nah,
Bible,
yeah, the Bible Belt.
that Bible.
Well, I mean, just to kind of just to wrap up what I was saying, in we're all over the place today. We're so all over the place, man. But
Yeah, I gotta.
what was I saying? Nah, sorcerers. So Stranger Things was dope. And outside of Stranger Things, look, we saw it. We're looking forward to it, and we won't even talk too tough on it. Even though I will say, one of the last things before we talk about the boys, is that I really, I mean, the Demogorgon was very well depicted, but I really liked this addition of Eddie character.
Yeah.
I liked Eddie. I thought first of all, he's acting his ass off. Like, I'm like, holy shit! This, like, he had that monologue scene in the cafeteria, and I thought he completely won me over. As like the loner stoner dude. You know what I'm saying? And he acts so well. So
he's experienced. He's a grown man.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I just wanted to throw that out there. That
He's like, I've been playing 17-year-olds for 40 years.
And he's like 40.
But yeah, I love that about him though. I like the dynamic between Lucas and the rest of it. Lucas is like, yo, look, bro, I'm tired of being called you know what I'm saying, a nerd, and I'm tired of all this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And that's a real thing. Like I identify so much with Lucas in this particular series, in this particular season, because there is that period where you have your comic book friends, and then I got to this point in high school where I was playing basketball, I was playing football, I was playing sports. Sorry, but not sorry. And some of it in the back of my head was, I gotta wash this band stink off me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta wash this AP class stink off of me. Some of it in the back of my head was, I'm so happy to wear this jersey on Fridays. I may not, play as much as I would like to. At least, my senior year I did more. But when I wear this jersey, it's everything but a band uniform, and I get to be. And so I identify with Lucas and being like, look, bro, I'm over it. I want to be our friends, but I don't want to be, on the bottom of the social food chain anymore. So I respected that. And I also like that Eddie represents like the other side of that, where he's like, look, I don't give a fuck. It's like, I'm in 13th grade here, bro. And I'm hoping to get past, but I'll still play with y'all dumb fucks. And so I don't know, the social aspect of it, I think is well interwoven into this so that it doesn't feel too mushy and monotonous. And I can respect that about it. So
I do have one problem with Lucas' character and how they portray him. I don't like how thirsty they make him. He's like, that's a little too excessive for me. Like, I mean, I just like, dude, I know she's your friend, but like sometimes, like, you don't gotta appear. I don't care I'm always gonna be. No, Maxine is giving me no reason to believe that she likes you as much as you like her. You know what I'm saying? Like, she tolerates you and gave you the one kiss a season ago. But
no, they were happily dating. That's what the flashback was of Max when she was running through, like to get out of Vecna's, curse and everything. Like, they were happy. She was happy with Lucas, and you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just because of the whole shit that happened with Billy that fucked everything up for Max. Max became a different person when her brother died. You know what I'm saying? So like, she disconnected herself. So I mean, he still has those, like first love infatuations. Yes, I see what you're talking about, but like, in this day and age, they're kids technically, and like in that first love, you remember your first love, dog? If you had the chance to get that person back, you would have. So that's what he was just,
Also, I
think
sorry.
Go ahead, Tyron.
I was going to add a little something to that. I think also she's really dealing with a lot, and it is like she's doing that thing where she like pushes somebody away because she doesn't think, like, she thinks that she's going to hurt them, or she thinks that, like that kind of thing. I think that's why she's being so cold towards him. But like, he's starting to break that down. He's doing the thing where like, hey, I'm here for you if you need me. He's doing the good guy thing. He's doing that thing. So it's I feel like we'll end up seeing them get together in a nice, happy, healthy way.
Yeah, and to add to that too, first of all, I agree with you, Ty, and I don't like them making them kind of look. There's a little bit of a suckered up aspect of it. well, maybe we could go get some, after the park, we can,
They
kind
don't
of
believe in true love, Yaz.
Yeah, and that was, but I do, I think that she's the only one in this series who, other than Winona Ryder's character, because I think her husband or boyfriend, whatever, was eaten by a Demogorgon in the first season or some shit. But
yes, it was.
she's the only one who's had a relative or a close family member taken completely away and not come back. You know what I'm saying? Like even Will did end up coming back from the upside down. He's different now. And other people have been affected, but she's the only one who actually lost. Like Billy's gone. Like he's
Yeah.
dead. Like she watched it. So some of the thirst may be genuine concern, because Lucas and her went through that together, and remember in one of the first episodes, he's like, who are you? Like you're, like he doesn't recognize, what I'm saying? So yes, it's thirst, but some of it may also be like legitimate deteriorating friend concern, like, oh shit, like are you okay type. But I can understand that too. I actually think go ahead, Tyrone.
I think to that also, I think that what the show's doing with her and even with Vecna as a whole is like they're going after people's guilt and sadness and fears and darkness and stuff like that. So I think very much with Maxine, it was like, she was getting to the point where she was like, I don't even know if I want to do this anymore. Yeah. And so Lucas kind of reaching out so aggressively and so like, hey, I'm here for you, because I feel like he sensed that. Like he sensed that she was just like slipping away. And that's why that scene hit so hard, when she was like running towards, what I mean? She was like, I do want to live, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, that scene did her. And I like the fact that she has a song that they remember. Now, before we get into a little bit, because we're starting to run out of time, can somebody help me really quick now that we're at the end of this series? And I two questions. Number one, I heard that the finale was just a movie, all right, and it's not more episodes. Does anybody have any insight on that? Number one. Number two, what exactly is it that that number one, who we know is now number Vecna, what exactly is he doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is taking him so long? He's been in there for 10 years, right? Or however long, however long it's been. Maybe not 10 years, but it's been a while. Yeah. What the fuck is he waiting for? What and why is it? How is he existing in these two realms at once? Like, I'm so confused. He's in the upside down, but he's also in the real world. How is that possible? So, if anybody knows either of those questions, if you don't, no worries. We'll come back.
I can help out. Or Ty, you were about to say something?
No, I mean, go ahead, Tom.
Oh, Dustin sort of gave. He's sort of like way too knowledgeable about this kind of stuff. But he gave a little explanation of Vecna being sort of like the general of the whatever being that kind of runs the upside down. But I think what they kind of established was that every time he kills somebody, he gets more powerful. He's drawing power from that. Mm-hmm. And when they revealed that it was 11 that sent him there, that sent him to the upside down. And that, so he started kind of like leeching off of that. I think what they're leading us towards is that his motivation may ultimately be revenge.
Yep.
And just getting back into the world and maybe, just taking it over. He already saw himself as superior anyway. So, it seems like he's just coming back to be like, hey, this is mine now.
And like they were saying, the vines too, like help him connect to and see things. You know what I'm saying? Like it took him probably a while for him to harness and figure out that power and how to use it, especially with how the vines go into his back and, you know what I'm saying, give him information and stuff like that before he kills somebody to help him find people. So, yeah, I mean, it's all like one thing, you know what I'm saying? It didn't just manifest. It had to take time for that to happen.
Yeah, he's been doing that for a couple of years. He's been getting all, jacked up on scary vines or whatever for what 3 years now or 4 years while these kids have been growing up. So
remember he's the original.
Yeah,
he's not a copy. He's the original. He's number one.
Yeah, he's number one.
Right. So what he was one of the most powerful psychic. He was like a Professor X.
Yeah.
Type being. And his whole connection to reality is through psychic connection. Mm-hmm. He taps into your mind and then
Okay.
he convinces you that it's real, and then he's able to kill you within your mind, and it kind of happens in reality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like that's his tie, that's his strength, that's how he powers up, by those psychic connections that he makes with broken individuals, people that have done something, that have things to hide, like Tyrone was saying.
Is he? But is he in both worlds at the same time? Is he in the upside down?
Physically, he's only in the upside down.
Yeah. He's just projecting himself to 11 for her to see. Like he's projecting himself to be real to her, so that she can, like, remember, she's in a simulation, so she's reliving all of this so she can get her powers back. You know, see, like the doctor was saying, her powers are trapped. It's just like a stroke victim, you know what I'm saying, that, like, you know, has past trauma and the trauma is hid. They had to basically relive that trauma so that her body can, you know, get her powers back. So she was in a simulation hooked up, and he was part of that simulation because that's where that started. He was he began, you know what I'm saying, what began the underground basically for them. So that's how she, you know, like, kind of, that's why it's so confusing, because he was in real life with 11 when she was a kid, and if you remember in the simulation, she's reliving her simulation as a child, not as an adult.
And again, to reference the X-Men, you know, imagine one being Professor X and the upside down being Cerebro.
Right.
So like that's how he connects. That's literally how he connects with all of those beings being able, because like they had an episode where you just heard all of these different people. He was going through different people's minds.
Yeah, that's right.
And you just hear all of the different things that people do.
Yeah, it was like Cerebro,
that gave me hardcore Cerebro vibes. And that's who he is, man. That's how he's connected to the reality, is when he taps in, he's connected to our reality through the upside down.
Wow. Okay. Y'all just I hadn't even made it that far in, like, the thinking. I thought, you know, that he was in the facility. You know what I'm saying? Like, so what y'all are saying is that I forget the dude's name, but the Papa, the one they call Papa,
yeah.
Like, he doesn't even actually physically see number one.
No, those are just
like,
her memories. They're unlocking repressed memories from when she was there. So like, as she's getting deeper into, like, they're just doing fancy hypnotherapy is all that's happening.
Well, why the fuck? She's in a floating a floating pool under
sensory deprivation. So you can get inside. Yeah.
Why? Go ahead, Ty.
That was basically I think this was going to be your question, but I think all of that was just to unlock her powers.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Everything was done. Everything you saw was supposed to be a process that got sped up because they needed her to tap into her powers immediately. Yeah. That whole number one experience, he needed her to see the truth behind what really happened, because she thought she killed everybody.
Yep. Right.
Turns out you didn't kill everybody. You saved us all from this guy. And that unlocked her powers, which hopefully we'll see in the next few episodes.
Yeah, she was concerned that she might be the villain.
Yeah.
Well, my question is, what happened to good old fashioned just telling her? It's like, what happened? Like, why did they?
Well, remember, she was saying that, like, because she's now a teenager and everything, and she doesn't remember any of this stuff from her past. She blocked it out. And it's just like how a trauma patient blocks out everything. So they had to put her under the simulation so that she can remember everything that happened, so she could realize she wasn't the villain. It wasn't her that killed all those kids. It was number one, and she actually was the hero in killing number one and getting her, you know, realizing her potential with her powers, and that's how she got her powers back in real life. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So the reason why they're doing all that, basically, this is one of those Stranger Things situations where, like, the reason this is happening is because plot. There's really not a good reason, like, logically, for all this to happen, but the plot lets us tell these, you know, this backstory of the villain if she's in this sensory deprivation chamber or whatever. So yeah, it's just, you know, it's just Stranger Things doing Stranger Things.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. You should have a plot in your movies. So, all right. Well, thank you. I mean, that's why I look forward to talking to us. on the weekend because I honestly was like I was lost. It sucked, but I got it. The last question was, which nobody answered. Is the finale a 2 hour? I heard that the season finale was going to be a 2.5 hour movie and was not going to be more episodes. Any truth to that?
So what we can confirm is that it's going to be 2.5 hours. It is still part of a series, so technically it would be the series finale. What I have heard is that there could possibly be a movie in the works for Stranger Things after this.
Hell yeah.
So if that answers your question, hopefully.
Well, it does and it doesn't. I don't know. I mean, it is. I don't know if there's going to be a series finale that's a movie or not. But if there's a movie possibility for Stranger Things, I, for one, am not too excited. I don't think that Stranger Things serves well with movies, frankly. I think Stranger Things needs all 7 or 8 episodes for it to be good. I think that we would feel shortchanged if we got a 2-hour movie and that's it of Stranger Things. What's up, Tyrone?
It doesn't say how long they are, but according to IMDb, it's going to be 2 more chapters. So we're gonna have a chapter 8 and a chapter 9 on July 1st. It doesn't say how long they are, but I imagine if it's a total of 2.5 hours, the episodes will be somewhere around a minute or an hour and 15 minutes long. So
okay.
Yeah, but which tracks with the rest of this season pretty much. But yeah, and according to IMDb, season 5 is if not imminent and confirmed, at least a possibility.
Thank you, Jesus. All right.
You're welcome, child.
That's what I said. I think Daniel posted in the chat. He was like, it was confirmed that it wasn't, and that's why I said earlier, like, I'm not sure whether or not that's the case. I mean, you know how it is with shows like this. It's all about fanfare, and they once they play the season and they see that it did huge numbers, they're like, hey, it's profitable, let's do it again.
Yeah. Also, Netflix been taking some hits lately, and if Stranger Things gets Netflix back to the glory days, then they're not going to want to let it go.
There'll be 15 seasons.
They've been taking hits. What's happening with Netflix?
Oh yeah, Netflix. They've been having issues with their with stocks dropping and losing subscribers and firing entire groups of development staff and stuff like that. It's been a little rocky for Netflix the last couple months.
Ouch. Well, Netflix, good luck getting out of that hole, man. Stranger Things is your saving grace, so hopefully it helps bring us back. We only got a few minutes left, man, so why don't we use these last few minutes to discuss The Boyz, which just recently came out. The Boyz is killing it. Ty, I'm assuming you saw you're caught up, Ty.
Oh, I saw all 3 episodes.
What's your thoughts, bro? You digging it? You liking it?
Oh my god, bro! Like they started off and they didn't stop, man. Like it was just a lot of gruesome. One of the things I love about The Boyz is the way that they really tap into absurd things, but then you start to really like look and watch and you're like, but what if would I do these things? I might do these things. And I mean that first episode, since I believe everybody here saw the first episode. Termite Man Termite Man was Termite Man. That was his name. Termite Man.
Termite, yeah.
Termite Man.
That was so, oh my god, what the fuck?
Bro, I'm watching this and I'm like, oh, they're not about to do this. Like last time I saw this, I was watching Lovecraft and somebody was angry. So I thought I was like, this is not about to happen with him. And then when he did the unspeakable, I was like, yo, now
he said, "Achoo!"
No. Before we even get to that part, before we even get to the achoo part, yo, the level of intricacies that they follow and detail that they follow, they went inside of this man's penis and showed you what they think would resemble the inside of the penis. And at this point, when you're seeing this, you're like, they went really far This is like really going far. And to your point, yes, that is exactly what needs to happen when you do shit like this. You like this is just you just doing too much at this point. Like it's just you doing too much, and because you was doing too much, you wound up dead. That's usually what happens when you start doing too much.
This
Oh my
dude
God.
snorted coke before, then he did another line. He was like, he sneezed once and then was about to sneeze again, and you were like, "Yes, let's do this right now." Like, fuck no. I'd be like, "Let's not do this right now. You're gonna sneeze and kill me." Yeah, that
Yo,
was nuts.
bruh, he caught him by putting him in a bag of cocaine.
Now, and
By putting him inside of a bag.
that shit was so great. That shit was so great. It came out of nowhere too. It literally came out of fucking nowhere. Like,
Yo, he was this little bitty dude. This Ant-Man size dude. He's like, he's trying to get in my ass. What's old boy's name? Frank.
Frenchie, yeah.
Yo, he's like, he's trying to get in my ass. He's trying to get in.
He dug all up in his pants to get him out.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
It was in his pants, and he was like,
Him knocked out on the floor though with his mouth open. What was your thoughts like when he was running straight for his mouth before Butcher? I was like, oh no, not the mouth! Oh,
the body. I would take the mouth over his dick. The dude, he was
in
real.
the other dude's dick and then exploded, and then he was about to run into his mouth. Oh hell no! Thank God Butcher caught him.
Yo, look, all right, we're gonna get real Val here. I was just gonna say, like, I've seen foreplay scenes before, but never from the inside. You've seen hand jobs, but yo, this dude was giving him he's like, oh, like he was literally. Yo, they showed him going into the hole. I was sitting trying to watch with Kim. I'm like, oh, come on, give me a break, bro.
They call it tunneling, Vince. Touching the wall.
How do you know what they call it?
Well, Ty. This is the guy who'd fuck himself. Come on, man. That's my interview.
Trying to figure out new ways. Just no sneezing.
Yo, bruh. I mean, right. First of all, I think they. I like how they kind of took this. This is the Thanos. This is the Thanos theory, right? That Ant-Man could just go up in Thanos' ass and just do the Shang Tsung shit. But yeah, I like so that I dug. I love the fact that it's not a change of permanence with the pills, with the drug that you can take in just 24 hours. I think it makes it perfect so that hey, we still keep Butcher that we know. And I mean everything else about it, like I'm sorry,
I know, bro. I was just about to say, is it?
Is it?
Oh well, I'm about to get off here right now and finish episode 3. That's all I know. I'll go see what's going on with that, man. So yeah, there's a lot going on. Deep is here, still talking to his little. He thinks it's Leah Remini now.
Dude, so weird.
And yeah, man, there's a whole bunch. I mean, this is gonna be around for a few more weeks, so we have plenty of time to discuss the season 3. Even with the pieces of Stormfront that are remaining or that were remaining, so that's the whole thing. That whole whatever happened in the hospital with Stormfront and Homelander is something else that, like, my God,
she like has one eye, just like her whole body is just like going.
What's up, Ty? Real quick.
I know we wrapping up, but I just want to say. This show shows just how disconnected we are as Americans and as human beings, that we love shit like this. When I tell you right now on Rotten Tomatoes, this shit is like a 96%.
Yes.
Like people are raving about this show. And it's disturbing, but it is right. It is done so well. Like this season has started off very, very well. And I am so excited to see what we're about to see with this relationship with Homelander, because Homelander is he's the villain I've always been wanting and asking for. So thank you, the boys, for giving me the villain I always wanted.
Yes, and it's got me tempted to watch the episodes of the animated series too. So I might check that out too. But we'll talk about
that.
Okay, well we'll check that out on the out, man. We got like I think 90 seconds here, so thank y'all for dealing with us today, and hopefully come back stronger. Yeah, next week will be a different day, and we'll have everything up to par. Thanks again, Stephanie, for joining us as always, and make sure y'all check out Multiverse every Wednesday, 6:30 Eastern time, and check out the Multiverse, like that page, and thank y'all for sharing and liking the stuff that Yaz been putting up. Yo, we killing it, yo. Literally, Yaz, you are on fuego, and thank you. We can't. I'm gonna go ahead and say, be yourself naturally, be your authentic self. If you're not, you're being fake. And hey, in all things, if you're a geek, go ahead and let that geek flag fly.
Fighter 2, I just really hate Zangief, only Ken and Ra 2. I find it hard to beat Blanca, keep a wee ninja hanging and our uncle album banging. If you negative in energy, then stay out the vicinity. Yeah.